marketing sessions on a regular basis, and this was one of the another event that we've planned for starting new year, because there's like a lot of buzz definitely around AI. And so before we get started, folks, can we have a quick introduction in the chat? Like, you can talk about what is your current role and where do you work and which city you are from. We definitely would be knowing your names from the name tag. So let's get to it while I'm uh, you know, sharing my presentation. Let's get started. Hi, folks. Happy New Year, first of all, to everyone, and thanks for joining on first weekend of New Year. And I definitely have to say that it's good to know that you all still have commitment, and I'm expecting you guys would be back to business probably tomorrow onwards, and all the leaves they might be about to be over. Okay. Yeah, so folks, this session, we have designed to give you guys an entire overview about AI tool stack, right? In which specific use cases, a specific tool has, is required to be covered, and in what capacity you guys can go ahead and keep on building, different use cases and all, right? So that's something is the agenda of this session. We might not, let's say, make it a AI tool tourism session wherein we are just like, hunching down different use cases for different tools. That might not be the case, right? But we'll be at least looking into the critical tools, like without whom you would not be able to, let's say, get the better or a best or improved output, right? So that's what we're going to focus on this session. Now, let's first look into the real problem that everyone is facing. So first is like, there are, yes, too many tools, right? Everyone is, in fact, confused in terms of like, what to rely upon, and, which is the good one, right? That's the basic challenge everyone is facing, right? And a lot of times what we do is like, we just simply see, okay, some random person is using a specific tool on LinkedIn or YouTube. We immediately start following it, right? Because we just want to get to it. We don't want to, let's say, be in a FOMO situation and all. But if you understand, whoever is using and recommending it, they are also using it for a specific use case where that tool might be faring better, right? So you should not get lost in that AI tool tourism. That's something which is not expected. That's something not is not going to give you the expected outcome. You should know your minimal tool stack, right? Without which definitely you can't get the maximum value from generative AI. And also, the moment you go overboard them, you will not be able to get, let's say, an incremental value as well, right? So now let's move ahead, and let's talk about this critical shift. See, before AI came in, we used to do a lot of things manually, and trust me, all the use cases that we are going to cover today, if you put yourself in the shoes of, let's say, 2 years back professional, you will understand that all of those things used to take probably months of time, or probably 2 weeks, 1 week time, depending on the use case and complexity. With AI, literally, we can do it in a day's time, 2 days time, 3 days time, maximum, depending on what our use cases or requirements are. That's the shift that we are now living into. And nevertheless, to say, we definitely not right now in the era wherein execution is difficult, right? Because of AI, execution has become extremely fast, right? And with time, right, AI is also improving itself in terms of, let's say, different type of output quality. For example, just imagine what ChatGPT was like in 2023, right? When GPT-2, GPT-3 models came in, right? It was working, it was good to, let's say, make it a viral trend across the globe. That definitely happened, but it had like a lot of flaws, especially hallucinations and all. Definitely, realize and understand the importance of AI in a way that it has changed our, game overall, right? Look at how tools have evolved from 2023 to 2025 in just 2 years of time frame. Look at the quality of text generation now is there. Look at the quality of code generation. Look at the quality of image generation, prototype generation, right? And all of it is just going to get better and better and better, right? So one thing you as a professional all have to think about, if you are in the role, right, which is just doing a repetitive task, right, definitely your role in danger is in danger. For example, to a greater extent, designer's role, right? See, generally teams used to have like 4 5 designers, at decent scale, like, with 20 cr ARR and plus, right? That's what my experience is, right? Now, all of those, kind of designers used to work across each and every minute elements of building something, right? Now all of those efforts have been minimized to just one good decent prompt and one AI library which is specific to your design understanding and design language, right? The moment you have that library, you only think and suggest that, okay, why would you need four designers, five designers, right? So whenever whichever work you're doing, just analyze that, okay, is it a repetitive task, right? Because if it's a repetitive task, trust me, AI could be trained on it, right? What AI is doing, it's generating something. How it is generating, it is generating basically on the basis of massively amount of data that it has been trained upon, right? If it doesn't have that base, it can't basically generate something new, right? So this is just more of an advice, right? If you want to be futuristic, if you want to ensure that you are aligned as per how the industry is evolving, this shift and this I would say self-realization is extremely important so that you stay relevant in the market, right? Now let's move forward. And what this is, okay, so I'll not go into these theory now. So what we'll do is like I'll just explain you certain case studies that we're going to do, and we'll start seeing as an how as a professional you should use AI. You could be a product manager, you could be a consultant, you could be an analyst, you could be a marketing person. So I have decided to do at least two to three cases depending on if we have the time, right? So let's not waste time. Let's get to kind of a real case building and all right. So first case that I have planned, which is around discovery use cases. Many of you know how to do it and all. We will try doing it slightly in a different way today. Okay. So the use case that we are trying to work around is launching a D2C herbal skincare brand in India, right? That's what we're going to do, right? So whenever you have a certain agenda or a specific task, the first thing that you do is like try understanding how the market for that specific requirement is, right? So for that, what I'm going to do is like I'm going to open Perplexity, right? Just moving my these screen controls side. Yeah, let's go to Perplexity, right? And I already have that prompt, so I'm going to, okay, it's logging me in. Yeah, copy it from there, and I'm going to paste it from here. Okay. So whenever you're doing research, right? So it is highly recommended that we don't only use like I would say simple interaction flows, right? We should use a deep research, right? So that's what this is going to be about. You have to enable it. I believe everyone would have a kind of this pro model of Perplexity because is free for a year and all, right? So what I'm going to do is just is like ask this tool to kind of do the research around this specific use case for me, right? And also look into, this is a very small, very basic prompt, right? Wherein I'm just trying to look into more from a rational perspective in terms of show evidence of demand, market growth, and key consumer segments. Why? Generally for research, I'm preferring Perplexity because it looks into too many resources, and of course they're generally relevant because it does the query and then looks for the resources. Recently, Gemini 3 has also shown I would say relatively much better results as well, because as I said, these models are evolving. They will, kind of identify the pain points, and that's how it will keep on going, right? So now let's wait for it to do the research. And now next, what we will do is like we will use other tools as well, because we're not going to rely on one tool only. So let's say we went to Claude and all right, I was already practicing it before the session. So now let's give the similar or a different requirement, which is, let's say we are considering launching a D2C herbal skincare brand in India based on market demand and competitive landscape, right? Identify three positioning strategies, right? And for each core consumer appeal, main risk, key success metric, right? Recommend and explain why, right? So here, I think you can also enable web search and any specific styles that you would want, right? Right now, let's just go ahead and enter it. You can also select different models as well, right? So now let's give it for Claude to work around it. Let's see if our research is complete. Yes, our deep research is also completed here, right? Now, so we have these three kind of information to deal with, right? Now, the next step that we do is we are going to use traditional productivity improvement tools, right? So I'm going to go here and I'm going to click on this, and let's say here I'm going to name it as discovery, analysis of launching uh, D2C herbal care brand in India, right? All right. Now, so what I'm going to do is like I'm going to write the, let's say, perplexity output here. So I'm going to copy it and I'll just go ahead. Just be with me, right? And I'll should tell you exactly what I'm doing. Just give me a second. Right. Next, I'm going to write the Claude output as well. Right. Okay. So I'm going to write that as well, and I'll copy this. Right. Okay. One more best practice that I can recommend you. I'll just give you 1 second. I'll tell you that as well. Right. See, I'm sure many of you by far have heard about a term called hallucinations. Right. That's where these AI models starts imagination. Right. So there's a one way wherein you can use another LLM to do that fact checking. So we can do that. Let's say I copied this, right? And I'll go went to this Gemini and I will ask it, hey, can you do the fact check of below generated content by another LLM, right? So now let's give it. And this is usually a standard practice that the folks who are using AI on a regular basis, because you can't remove hallucinations at 100% level. That's practically not possible. So yeah, so let's give that task to another LLM, and again you can use one more layer as in take the output of this and then get it validated. Right now, the second layer is fine enough because it is just validating your claims, right? It's not generating anything new for you, right? So now it'll give you market evaluation critical error. So you could see that, right? The report claims the niche is worth $5.32 billion in 2025. Real data says this is likely the total skincare market, right? So this is more of an exaggeration and all, right? And this could be misleading. See, so this is like immediately you've caught that, okay, this is how your previous output was not good enough, right? Of course, I'm not going to change my output now, because you already know it, right? When you're actually doing it for a real use cases, you can go ahead and use this specific insight, right? So now what we're going to do is now I'm just going to select Control All, right? And you can go and you will find this button here. Okay. Now modify, rephrase, elaborate, summarize. Okay, 1 second. Just give me 1 second. It generally gives me an option to. Mhm. 1 second. Okay, all right. See, yeah, that's better, right? You can use Gemini as well, right? So basically, this is the output of different LLMs that you've done, right? What you can ask now Google to do. The good thing is like across Google products, use cases, or their entire suite of products, right? You would find that Google will not charge you for doing these prompts and all. They're not, there's no credit detection and everything is happening. It's generally for free, right? So if you want to use AI within a specific set of products, you can already use it, right? So now you can ask, hey, you can ask anything out of it, right? So one thing you can ask is like, hey, can you summarize? Okay, can you summarize the insights from the selected content? Right. Okay. Yeah, so you could see that. Wait. Yeah, this is the summarized content that it has given you. Okay, here's a summary of the key insights, market and financial outlook, right? Core consumer, yeah, all of those things, product type shift, Gen Z and Alpha users, modern male, all of those things, right? It has given you that differentiation as well, right? Now, one challenge here you could find that if you click on insert, it'll replace the previous text, right? So what you can do is like you can copy paste this, right? And then you can probably do it in a different setting, right? That's like, they're still working on that user experience and all. Or if you want to further refine it, you can also click retry or give it another prompt, right? That's another way of working around it, right? So I believe this is something which is understood by all of you in terms of how to go about doing specific discovery, use multiple tools. And I'll just take a quick pause if anyone has any questions on this. Any questions? I'll just look into the chat. No question. I hope this is understood to everyone, right? You pick a case, right? You use a discovery kind of feature, which is like a deep research or deep search feature within these LLMs, right? They'll look into all those credible resources or sources and they'll give you the final output, right? And you then go ahead and use another LLMs, right? You keep documenting all of those insights in your own let's say workplace tool that you're using on a regular basis, right? Apart from that, there's also one way that you can still use it. You can go and click on Notion AI. I'll just go ahead and open that. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, I'll just create a new page. Okay. Okay, so I'm on Notion, right? So let's say discovery use cases, right? So if you're using Notion at your workplace, right? So you can also just click on space, and then you can ask it anything. The same prompt, I'm just copying it from my resource. Just give me 1 second. Uh, yeah, and here it is, right? I'll just go ahead and give it, right? One challenge with Notion is, right, it might not you know give you kind of all of these features for free. That's one challenge, right? Another thing is, like, I'm not sure it would have those deep search, right, edit, documentation, references features, right? It's still evolving, because see how this feature is working is, basically they are, at the backend might be using some of the existing LLMs which we are using in a direct way, right? So that's how you can use it. You can also see that output is quite structured, right? So before you starting to write even a single text, your AI has written something. Now you can go ahead and you can keep on iterating over it, right? You can go ahead and you can select a specific text. Let's say I've selected this one, right? And then you can ask AI, okay, can you fact check it? Can you fact check it? Yeah. I can provide some context on these. Mhm. Yeah, I think that the way we wanted the output, it's not giving in that manner. So what we can conclude, at least with Notion AI, is like it might be good for summarization and all, right? But it might not be, let's say, as evolved product as we have GPTs, Claude, or Gemini, right? So that's where we can probably, summarize this case study of doing the research, right? I believe there's no questions, so we can move forward and to basically do our different use case, right? All right, now we'll go. Okay, now I'll tell you what we are going to do now. So far, what we have worked around is, we have looked into research use case of D2C herbal care brand, right? What we're going to do is, like, we are going to now talk about an end-to-end marketing use case wherein we'll go ahead, do the competition research. We will try understanding what the market trends are. We will try generating images. We'll try generating videos as well, right? So those type of extensive use cases we would now look into. So just allow me 1 second. Okay, now going back to, okay, so my primary text-based tools are Perplexity only, because even with Notion AI, you've also seen that, right? It has some limitations. I asked it very clearly to the fact check. It did something else, right? So you can use it for summarization and all, for basic content generation and all, right? But I would still recommend basically using Google Docs, because it is having embedded integration with Gemini, right? Which is like one of the most advanced model, and very recently updated. And Gemini 3 is the only model in the market which is having a knowledge cutoff of like till January 2025, right? All other models have the knowledge cutoff, like before like that specific date, right? Awesome. Now let's go ahead and let's do that use case. So we are going to now generate a marketing campaign end to end, right? So now let's see that what we would start with. We'll again go back to Perplexity. I'll just delete this page for now. I'll go here. I'll start a new chat. Okay. So what are the key consumer drivers for premium regional snack purchases in India? I think let's change it for our, okay, this is okay. I think all the template prompts that I have is for snacks. So let's go ahead and build it for snack, because if I change here for this one, I'll have to keep on changing for all other prompts as well. Just allow me a second. Let me do a quick check on this. No, 1 second. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. Let's do for skincare only, because that's where the context would be followed. All right. So now, okay. Now I'll just quickly summarize what we have done so far. We have primarily we have primarily understood that there's no probably reason for relying on too many tools across the market. If you have those primary basic tools which is helping you get the job done, right? That's like less tools, the better it is, right? And for one dedicated use cases, you should have your go-to tools, right, which will help you get the better in productivity. We have done one case wherein we have seen how to do the research better, right? And now what we are doing is, like, we are moving and we are doing a marketing use case, and right after that we will end up doing a data analysis use case as well, right? Okay. Will be covering building and launching, for example, building the clubbable and all. CJ, not in this session. We have done it in earlier sessions, right? So we will see if the time permits, we might do that, right? So if let's say we are less than 12:30 mark, we can try building as well, right? So now let's and everything that we're going to do in this specific second case study, we would try building something as well. All right, now, so what we are going to do in this is we want to very simply go ahead and kind of launch a marketing campaign for a specific use case, right? Basically launch a vitamin C serum with a paid social or short form video campaign. That's the use case that we are going to work with, right? So first prompt that we're going to run to understand how the entire market is this, which is India skincare market, like 2024 to 2025, like basically last 1 year. And for vitamin C serums, I think this is roughly 2 years, but let's go ahead and enter it, see what output we get, right? So, and right after that, we will also try understanding. So right now, what we're doing is like we're trying to understand the market, right? Once you've understood the market, you also have to understand your competitors as well in terms of what their messaging is as well, right? So now let's wait for this to give us the research. You can also look into how it is running different queries and relying on different researches. Chances of your deep search hallucinations are relatively less, because there's like two way of content generation you would have witnessed and experienced. One is like the moment you type a text, your AI immediately starts generating within like a fraction of a millisecond, right? But whenever you do a deep search, it looks for those dedicated resources and then gives you the content back, right? So there's a different in terms of like how AI is giving you the output, right? So now and it is also telling you, right, for every probably queries it is looking into roughly like 10 to 20 resources. So yeah, you can look into it, right? Based on our prompt, right? It is now looking into these parameters and it's going to give us the data. All right. Now let's wait for it. Okay. Yeah, we'll have to wait for it. And now I'll tell you what we'll do next is like we'll run one or two more prompts, right? We will try understanding market competition. And once you've understood that, right, we will also try going ahead and create some campaign ideas. And for that, we'll go ahead and use Claude. We'll not use Perplexity. Claude is generally good for structured content, and it has working dedicatedly for across like working professional use cases. So now let's wait for couple of seconds for it to kind of generate content. You can do it for anything. You can do it for eyewear, Rojak. Why don't you try it in parallel? For me, it won't make a difference. I do it for eyewear. I do it for XYZ product, right? The process generally remains the same. All right. Now here is our insights, right? So Indian vitamin C serum market, consumer buying drivers and objections. So yes, there's no point in reading all of it, but that's more of a detailed research you've got. Yeah, it has created interesting tables also for you. Top consumer buying drivers, quite interesting insights you've got, right? All right, makes sense. Okay, okay. I'll go ahead and ask it to do a competitor research as well. Mhm. All right, it's taking. It looks like it did like quite a detailed research. So let's wait for it to finish. All right, finally we reached to conclusion, right? So what I'm going to do now is like I'm also going to ask to do a competitor, messaging scan as well in terms of what their marketing strategy is. So amazing how leading vitamin C brands in India position themselves, analyze, sorry, basically identify recurring message patterns such as well, like whatever their message patterns are, try to understand that, right? Written top five messaging angles used, what feels overused, gaps or white space opportunities, right? So I'll ask Perplexity to run it. But before that, I'll also copy this output and I'll just delete the previous one because yeah, that's more of a experiment only. Or I'll go ahead and create a second tab for, let's say this is for discovery use case and this is for marketing use case. And here I can write overall market insights and I'll just, sorry, copy paste this, my bad. Yeah. And next I will write the competition messaging insights, right? Which You could see Perplexity is, sorry, already doing the research. Where is it? Yeah, still analyzing the competitions. Okay, you've exhausted your 3 pro research, but anyway, let's still work around it if it's giving us the output, right? And one more research we're going to do. Let it finish. And see, this is more about understanding the market. Second is understanding the competition. Third is understanding the platform, right? Basically, are you someone who's going to put ads on Google search? Are you someone who's going to put ad on Instagram? Are you someone who's going to put ads on LinkedIn, right? Depending on your TG and the product, right? Or you're just going to do a TV media or a print media and whatever different type of ads are there, right? So it's also very important to understand your core platform as well, right? That's something which is extremely critical and important, right? So now what we're going to do is like we're going to also give it a prompt to understand the Instagram reels, because if you're talking about the fashion related products, you will definitely find this platform has the most relevant and recurring audience, right? So I'm going to do one thing. I'm just going to wait for it to finish. All right, all right, all right. Yes. I think almost there. Yeah. Affordability, you could see that, right? What it has basically given done the research of what competition is doing in the market, what their messaging scan and everything looks like. So I'm just going to copy this and I'm going to give it for another search, and I'm going to put it here. Okay, yeah. Top 3 white space bets for brand differentiation: honest timeline positioning, sensitive skin specialization, oxidation stability, transparency. Yeah, so it's like good for doing a detailed market research, identifying your positioning, right, and understanding like how the market is evolving, right? Now, what I'm going to do next is like, yeah, this is the platform specific research, because that is something which is also important, right? Okay, now we'll just, because it's not a research, basically it's not a deep search because I didn't had a pro model. It's just like a free version, it's giving me this much only. So I'm just going to copy paste this as well, and I'm going to put it here. One second. uh, Platform insights, basically what works on the platforms as well, right? That's also very important for marketing specific use case as well, right? So I'm going to take this and okay. Now there's 2 ways you can move forward, right? Now it looks like your research is formulated on different angle, right? Now what next you can very simply do is generate some campaign ideas based on this research, because that's an ideal way move forward, right? So what I'm going to do is like either copy paste this entire context or the research that I have and use Claude. If I'm, let's say, much more confident in terms of that Claude gives a better output in terms of marketing use cases, right? If I'm confident on Perplexity or Perplexity, I have Pro and all those features, or all my previous interaction with LLMs are already on Perplexity, I'll simply go ahead and probably use the same tool only, right? So it's up to you which LLMs you choose, right? It's about consistent interaction with it. Right now, I'll just go ahead and copy paste this, and I'll paste this. I'll probably start a new chat, right? And I'll add this as a context, right? And I'm not sure how long is your context window, but let's assume for now that it should be able to generate the enough content for me. And this is my next prompt, right? Okay, we're launching a Ween and okay, we are launching a vitamin C serum in India. This is the audience, and also refer to the pasted content which has the research insights from market, competition, and platform, which is Instagram, and we are right now focused on Indian market. Yeah, let's quickly review this. Okay, so it is asking me to put it from Perplexity, but I'll just go ahead. Okay, I have already pasted it in context. Do refer it from there, right? And the task is propose 3 distinct campaign concepts. For each concepts, provide customer insight, what they believe versus fear, core promise, non-hype, proof strategy, basically how it is going to work, and the primary channel fit, IG feeds or reels, basically on Instagram, should it be on a feed or should it be on reels, right? And risk and compliance concerns. Recommend one concept for launch and explain why it will win, and keep this performance marketing oriented, because that's what we're going to put all of this into, right? Now let's go ahead and run it. um, yeah. Okay, you could see that, right? So concept one is like week by week, honest timeline positioning. I've tried four vitamin C serums, all promise glow in 3 days. By week one, I see nothing and quit, right? So basically, it's like hitting on that not a good experience that the user had, and it's time to switch for something new, right? That's one marketing idea, and there are further details that we have asked for it. Now let's look into the second concept. For sensitive, reactive Indian skin, niche specialization, right? Of course, you can change the copy and all, right? Every vitamin C serum I try burns, my face turns reds. I gave up on brightening, and then it came something like that, right? So that's the second concept, right? Let's look into the third concept. Um, the pollution fighter, India specific problem positioning. My skin was fine in college. After 3 years in Delhi, Mumbai, I have dark patches that won't fade. Guys, let me ask this to you, right? Which concept you want to try? Like, do you want to go ahead with concept one, concept two, concept three? I think three is about pollution. Second is about let me look into sensitive reactive skin, right? Which I think not too many people have in India. Um, right. And then this is like hitting on the timelines, right? Just like the way you remember, this has hit. Okay. Okay. I think Zepto has hit, right? When Zepto came in the market, right? It tried to gave us the insight in terms of right, when I'm saying 10 minutes, it's exactly going to be in 10 minutes or less, right? And it tried comparing with Swiggy and all, wherein it said 30 minutes, but still that 30-minute never came to completion, right? So right now let's go ahead with concept three, right? And I'll go ahead and write a creative brief for concept three. Okay, so now let's go ahead and write okay, create a one-page creative brief for the selected campaign concept for the campaign concept three, which is around uh, pollution positioning. And let's look into this, right? Include target audience plus mindset, single-minded. Okay, you can see that, right? I'm just like not reading everything line by line just to save time, and I believe, hope you understand, this won't add value. Okay, keep it concise and executable, right? So now I will go ahead and give it this. All right, this is our creative brief. All right. Right now, we'll not read it. Let it complete. We'll read it in a different format, right? Let it finish. Tone, style, tone. So basically, how do you use creative brief once you've done the research, once you've identified the gaps, once you've planned, okay, this is how one should move ahead, right? You probably present it to someone who's in a decision-making position, right? And you get their buy-in, and then you start executing it, right? So right now we are at a stage wherein we have done our research, we have identified, okay, these are the things which we can work upon. Of course, some part of the copy could still be changed, right? So this, a creative brief is going to be presented to the right stakeholders. Now let it finish, and then we will go ahead and Harsh, could you please write your comment in the chat? All right, I'm just waiting for it to finish. We'll not read it now, we'll read it in a different format. We'll probably go ahead and make a presentation out of it. Because when you go ahead and present to senior leadership, right, or someone who's senior enough to make the call, right, they would not probably like reading through a lot of text, right? So we're going to use two tools to generate the presentation in parallel, right? So first we're going to use gamma.app. So quick interface looking to this is a PPT I've created of the session from Gamma only, right? So this creates a PPT in less than a minute, depending on like the image generation tools and all of those things, right? So I'm not going and explaining what this tool is, right? I'm just going and helping you in terms of how can you go ahead and create your own prompt, right? You can basically create on Gamma web page documents and social media content, right? And right now we want to create this what presentation, right? So now I'll not type anything and just go ahead and let it figure out how many pages are there. Let's do this minimum. Okay, this so many content is there. Okay, all right. Now let's create it a minimal. Basically, you don't want too many text in your slides, right? And we are creating it for CMO of a newly launched D2C brand. My job depends on it. Ensure you do a great job, right? And write for okay, write for senior leadership in marketing and product. Tone confident, science forward क्या होता है? Proof, fact. Yeah, that's where you have to see where, and of course you can also create it in different languages as well, but I guess everyone would be comfortable with Hindi, sorry, English. And you can different, definitely basically go ahead and choose different these themes. It's okay, you can choose it later as well, right? So that's not a more of a worry, right? So you can select what is going to be your image source you want to generate AI images, right? And here it is selected as Nano Banana Pro. It generates takes my 10 credits per image, right? So let's not waste them. Let's use this Flux 2 Pro model, which is free, right? And you can also select your image art style as well. Do you want it in a illustration, abstract, 3D, line art, any custom guidance, any extra keywords and all, anything you have in mind, you can select it. This is just a format selection that we've done earlier, right? And yes, that's it. And now we can go ahead and, oh no, I just selected 10 cards, but that's okay. I think it'll give us some idea. I started generating, let it generate. In the meantime, we'll go to canva.com and we'll, kind of, okay, once you land on Canva, right, this is how your interface would look like, right? What you have to do is like click on this Canva AI, right? Copy paste your prompt, right? This is the prompt looks like, right? And select here on design. Within design, select on presentation. If you want to generate anything for social media, you can click here. For marketing, you can click here, right? Depending on right now, you want to create a presentation. So I'll click here, go ahead. You can select your specific audience as well, professional. Let's not do that right now. It'll give us option to select this later as well. Now let's click on enter. Oh, where did it went? Did I click somewhere not intended? Oh, is it? 1 second. Let me. Okay. I'll just go ahead. Probably it took a little bit of time. I've in fact created the earlier one as well. If this is something that does not work, I will show that to you. All right. So let's see. I think it's taking a little bit of time in processing. So let's give it probably. All right. In the meantime, we'll just go ahead and we'll look into this presentation. This I think is still generating the images, right? We can go ahead, click on themes. You can pick any specific theme that works for you. You can also choose anything that works for your, let's say, company, brand, colors, themes. You can probably create a new theme. A lot of things you can do. Uh, let's go ahead for Breeze. Where is the Breeze one? Mm-hmm. And let's see that. Okay. So the pollution fighter, the vitamin C serum campaign strategy for Metro India, right? And the Metro skin crisis, right? Basically setting up the context, right? Single-minded proposition. So reverses pollution damage. So this is like a different way to put it, right? And what is this? Why it works? Whatever this is, just trying to explain the product's value proposition looks like. And now let's go ahead. Product credibility, right? So it'll come from this. and addressing key concerns. This a product's marketing brief would also address the key concerns of the users, which would make it, let's say, more acceptable to the end users, right? And creative forms, so we'll generate content like this: Instagram reels, stories, feed carousels, right? And they are, this is something which looks like five powerful hooks: pollution ruining your skin, your skin before versus after. So yeah, you can change the copy. You can talk to your copywriter or someone expert in this. Success benchmarks, right? If we hit this many views, 12% engagement rate, or all of these things, then you can consider that your overall product proposition worked, right? Yeah, and this is your final, probably last landing page, right? So this is what the output of Gamma was, right? Let's see. Looks like Canva. I have exhausted my. Hmm, let me try it in different account. Yeah, just give me 1 second. I'm sharing my entire screen. Just give me 1 second. All right. Yeah, I'll go here and I will type Canva here, because Canva is relatively better in some sense. So let's see which all senses it is better. Mm-hmm. I'll close the previous Canva. Okay, we are here. Okay, okay, is it first time? I'm a student. Okay. Anyway, I'll go ahead, select this. I'll copy paste mine. I want to create a design. I want to create a presentation out of it. And I will just go ahead and click enter. Am I clicking somewhere wrong? Why is that happening here as well? Okay. Okay, let me try it one more time. I think Canva is, as a product, I think they're having some bug, because that's how you click, right? That's how it moves ahead. Let me see if any my selections might not be probably helping me proceed forward. Let's say I selected this. Yeah, I think there's some issue with Canva. So, but I'll still show it to you as in what my, previous work on Canva looked like, right? So give me 1 second. Here we are. I'll just go to Canva, right, and I'll show you. Yeah, so this is something I was creating, and it was also around like this pollution protection. So yeah, you could see that, right? You can use Canva editor. Yeah, I just use a fun tone, you can use a better one as well. So I believe this is visible to everyone. Pollution protection, you can use your name, and understanding pollution effects on urban skin. Instagram reel hooks, right? You would have seen that a lot of these marketing agencies which charge like in crores, millions, right? They'll be using these type of marketing concepts, right? Now all of it is like you have access to as well, right? It's just about the right execution and identifying the right problem. Okay, engaging your audience with playful CTAs, and this is what your Canva design looks like, right? So yeah, this is how you go ahead and create a marketing brief, till the presentation. Next, we'll go ahead and do the image and video generation as well, right? So before that, let's take a quick pause. Anyone has any questions so far? Let's address the questions. And which tool is this? I've used two tools. One is in terms of presentation. One is Gamma.app. I'll add their URLs in the chat. Even if anyone is missing as well, right? And another is Canva. I'm sure everyone knows it, right? We will share all the resources and all the prompting stack, everything in step-by-step manner that I've been following in this session. We'll be also letting you know how can you get all of it at the end of the session. But before that, let's take a quick pause if anyone has any questions. Um, I'll just wait for 10 seconds for you to share your questions. Can we give a predefined format which are, yes, you can, why not? There's no kind of restrictions in terms of using something which AI gives as well. You can give it your standard output format and it'll give you the output in that format only. Yeah, I will just go ahead and run this, and Okay, I'll just look into the chat. Just guys, just please confirm, is there a background noise from my end? Notebook LM, no. I think Notebook LM has a limited use cases, right? You have to, give it those specific resources. Only it is going to then help you, right? If you have everything created, then I think it does work well as well. Is it was any tool from beginning? I joined late, so it's okay. You can look into the recording. Can I upload my company PPT format to make it in a? Yes, you can do that. You can try that. It gives you that option to upload, a specific, let's say, branding color or themes that you would want to do that. But for that, I would recommend use Canva. Canva provides you much more flexibility because it has like massive game. Okay, one more thing I was doing in parallel, I'll share it with you guys. This image, this prompt also I'll share with all of you. Give me 1 second. Mhm. Yeah, you could see that here, right? So yeah, I've also asked, there's a single chat that I'm following, right? Because it has like all the context that would help me give the relevant or get the relevant results, right? So if you look into this, create a storyboard for 6 to 8 second Instagram reel ad based on chosen concept, right? So output format, hook, demonstration, outcome. So, you can also use the storyboard as well to, explain your team, anything and everything that variation 2, basically variation 1, variation 3, right? All of these things you can see. You can try different concepts because there's no way of knowing in terms of what works, right? You definitely have to do the A/B testing and let it run for a week and see like which campaign is working better or which is giving you the better responses, right? So this is how it is going to work. And all right, now the next step is something we're going to do in image generation, right? So I'm just finally checking in the chat if there is any questions. Same use case can you do to can you done to, sorry, please look into your English. So check, I'm not able to make sense. So the same use can you, okay, to give a roadmap for 6 months. Yeah, you can do anything that you would want to. It just like depends like where you're starting on and are you giving enough context, right? What are the chances of hallucination? And do you know how to write the better prompts? That's very, very important, right? Okay, the next, I'm just looking into my prompt library. Just give me 1 second. And yeah. Okay, so now what we're going to do is like we're going to use, okay, so there are different image models in the market that you can rely on to generate images, right? So I'm sure everyone definitely must have heard about Midjourney, right? And there is another one which is Nano Banana Pro. So we're going to use Nano Banana Pro. Apart from that, we're going to use Kling, and we're going to also use Van, if I'm not wrong, if I'm pronouncing it correct, right? So there's a image marketplace as well, wherein like a lot of these image models are hosted, right? But for Google, you can just use it within Gemini as well. So I'll just go ahead and open Gemini and I'll paste my image prompt. Okay, so high conversion paid ad image for Instagram, right? So this is probably the aspect ratio, right? Product vitamin C serum in a glass dropper bottle, premium but accessible. And okay, I'll ask it. Okay, use latest image model. I can access it. Probably, I think I have Pro of Gemini. Okay. So product vitamin C. Okay. Audience is this Indian woman. Let's say working woman. Let's say that aged 22 to 23 and staying in tier one cities. Okay. Tier one or metro cities. Okay. Seen modern Indian home morning routine, natural window light, realistic skin texture, minimal makeup, hands applying 2 to 3 drops to check, and composition. Yeah, now you've given it. Avoid this, deliver 3 variations. So I'm not sure it'll generate 3 variations, but let's see what it provides because one, chat window. We'll also see that how to generate multiple images as well, right? So just be with me for a few seconds. I'll help you build that as well. Okay, I'm looking into the chat. How can you use Sora to? I'll tell you, Vivek, how can you use Sora as well. I think GPT is dedicated. Yeah, I think you can just go to GPT. They go to their product stack. You can pick Sora from there and go to the paid model, and you'll be able to generate it, right? And if you want to use an API in a product, and yes, you can use to share the APIs as well, right? Okay, so You can see that I think I have asked it multiple variations, so it given probably four variations, but I asked it for three. But yeah, it's like a little bit hallucination. That's okay. You can look into, right. So it's basically it is showing the process in terms of how to get started, how to apply, and things like that. All right. So this is your one way of image generation. Another ways we'll go ahead and we'll see with Higgs field, right? Higgs field is a marketplace, right? So I'll just go ahead and I'll sign out. I'll use a different account. Okay, no, it is signing me in from the same account only. 1 second. Go ahead and sign up. Okay, probably I'll have to use different account. It's not like I have to clear cookies and cache, but that's okay. So this is a landing page, right? And of course, this is paid ecosystem. You will not be able to generate images because images generally require like a lot of tokens and processing power, right? So it might give you certain free credits for image generation, but not for video generation. I've not seen that, right? So I roughly have some credits right now, 91% credit. So credit exhaustion is quite fast. So first we'll go ahead and generate images, right? Of course, there are different ways you can generate images, a lot of different things you can do. You can directly access all of these models, right? Roughly the most used or latest models you would find it here as well. In fact, Higgsfield also have launched their own models as well. So we'll not go ahead and create different type of image generation. We'll just go ahead and use this basic feature of create an image. And I'm going to write, this is my previous prompts. I'm going to write the similar prompts now. Deliver. Okay, I'll remove these variations and I'll UGC mirror selfie style. Yeah, ingredient is okay. Okay, let's just generate something out of it, and then we'll look into different models and all of those stuff. All right, let's generate this. Hmm. Okay. Okay, it's generating two images because I've clicked twice on this. Okay, looks like I have some credits to play around, so let's wait for this. Yes, Ashwarya, we'll be sharing all of those tools, everything right after the session. So stay, till the end. We will be sharing the detailed guide and everything, right? You could see that, right? This is the image. Of course, this texts are not in English language. I don't know whichever it is, right? But that is something which can be corrected, right? But look at the, image quality, right? It's definitely not, something which is not looking unrealistic, right? Can make it more human, but this is something which is believable, which could be still launched as well, right? And this was another one that I have launched. Sorry, I've generated, right? Yeah, these are the things that you can probably improve, give the prompt again to make the changes, right? Apart from that, you can generate the images using different models as well, right? You can select the aspect ratio, right? And you can select what this is. I've not tried that. Okay, resolutions and batch sizes. So batch size means like whenever you are giving the queries, do you want to generate one variation, do you want to generate two variations, three, four? So it allows up till four variations. We'll try that, right? So this is by default, it has selected a Kling model, right? You can also select Higgs field model. It allows you to generate for free, and you can also add a character of your own as well if you want to kind of generate a image of that character kind of doing all these activities on screen, right? Higgs field, let's say it is generating us for free. Oh, okay, I've selected four, that's why it has generated four. It's good that it's free, otherwise it has ended up taking all my credits. So yeah, it's a good mistake. All right, let's wait for it to finish. All right. In the meantime, I think should we explore models? All right. So one is Higgs field Soul model we're using, and it's phase swap. So whenever you want to do the phase swaps, that probably the I would say expert model or the model which is trained on that specific type of use cases. You can also use Google's Nano Banana Pro as well, the first version of Nano Banana as well. You can also use Van as well, which is like these Chinese models as well. GPTs, I don't like their image generation, very bad. Flux, this is more premium. I think Flux and Z Image. I have a premium, but I don't have a premium of premium. I have a basic premium, right? So I don't have access to all the models. So if you go ahead and take the premium, if you really have the image use cases, you will get, Nano Banana Pro free for 2 years. So yeah, I'm not promoting it. I'm just letting feel not paying us anything. So you could see that, right? It has generated 4 variations, right? So the warm natural morning glow glitters through in India's, yeah, and then you're showing this vitamin C, and this is another version, right? And this is another version. This is how this soul model has understood, right? So model by model, your output is also changing, right? Now let's go ahead and try it with image Nano Banana. Nano Banana is taking 2 credits per image, but let's go ahead and not generate too many images, but one image only. Nano Banana is costly, but if you're going for this paid model, then it'll be free for 2 years. But there's no point in paying for 2 years, because in 2 years there might be too many advanced AI models. 1 year, 6 months is fine. Now let's try for other models as well, which is well known. Let's try for Van. Van charges. Okay, Van does not allow multiple variations at once. It only allows one variation. It takes 1 credit. GPT is not that great. You can try if you want to. C Stream, I've not tried all the models, but yeah, these are the couple of main ones. So I'll also go ahead and generate this as well. All right, now let's wait for this to create. Okay, this is the aspect ratio by default selected, and prompt enhance. So basically whatever prompt you're giving, right, it will auto enhance to ensure that your prompt is model compatible, right? So this is the first image which is coming from Nano Banana Pro. So you can see that the model name is also there. Now Nano Banana Pro. Yeah, it is looking like more Indian household, right? But might not be that great for, let's say, Instagram. You might want to have more aspirational, background setting and all. So this is basically how you go ahead and generate images. This one is Van model, right, which is like probably a Chinese, yes. And you could see that, right, it has also created a, so it depends on like how you're writing the prompt, right? If you're writing a well defined prompt, right, the quality of output would vary, right? So yeah, yeah, so this is what your image specific models and use cases looks like. Now we'll go ahead and try the final video generation models, but before that I'll just take a quick pause to take any questions. We use these images to create a character, then we use these characters. No, I'm not creating characters, I'm just asking it to randomly create characters, but you can create character specific images as well and creatives as well. What's the name of this tool to use different image generation? This tool name is, I'm writing in the chat. We'll be sharing it later, all the tools list and everything. Higgs field .ai. Okay, all right. And now let's go ahead and move to our final. I've actually created another case study for data analysis as well. I'm not sure we'll be able to complete it today. We have 15 more minutes for demo, and then remaining minute for Q and A's. So what? Let me look into my video creating this. Okay, creative testing iterations. Then there's 6 iterations for changing one variable. No. Okay, prompt video iteration. Okay, all right. Now let's go ahead and create video prompt. Image to video consistency. All right, yeah, we'll also try this as well. All right, now for video creation, similar, just look for that specific characters and all, using, we're just going to video. Of course, there are like different ways, you can basically play around with video specific features. You can create videos, you can create cinema studio video, added an existing video, Sora 2 trends, all of those use cases. Now we'll just go ahead and use the basic feature of creating something from scratch, right? So I'll just go ahead and replace this prompt with a revised one. So create a 7 second. Let's create a 6 second vertical Instagram reel ad. You can generate your this as well here, character you can upload it here as well, right? And prompt enhancement is on, right? And audio is also on, right? So you can disable audio, and model selection is also here. You can select Google's VO3. Google's VO3 fast will use, because these the latest ones are not allowed because we don't have that premium model. Right, and the duration 5 second, aspect ratio is 16:9 here, and it is 9:16. So yeah, I'll just align this as per the prompt. Now let's see that. Okay, in the meantime, while it is generating, I'll also share you let's say this was one video where I was generating it a couple of days back when I've just heard about it, probably it's months back. right? And another video that I've created today
I
only,
used to feel so insecure about my skin.
it's
Now
not
I
giving
love
that.
the way I look. I used to feel so insecure about my skin.
Yeah, it's still not that great, but I think it's good to probably, experiment, and it depends on, like, which quality model you're using, but looks realistic, right? At least the teeth movement and lips movement is not syncing well, so we can work around that for sure. Another one that we've created is this. Uh, yeah, this is something I was creating in the morning, so yeah, you could see that. And right after that, we will go ahead and see our video is still generating, right? We'll try generating it from different models as well. All right. Okay, I will use one more prompt. I have two video prompts. Okay, now let it generate. I'll also probably select a different model, OpenAI Sora 2, Sora 2 Pro. This allows that. Okay, it asked me to upgrade the plan. Let's go back immediately. Okay. Looks like I've lost it. Yeah, it's still in progress. And let's go ahead for another model selection. OpenAI Sora 2 is not allowing Google Veo 3. Let's select this. Okay, this is also not allowed because this is in this model. So it's image generation, seed stream, flux 2. Yeah, not all the features are allowed. Um, that's okay. We'll try for another model if we are allowed. Yeah, this model is allowed, right? So apart from that, WAN should be allowed as well. WAN 2.6, yes, because Chinese people doesn't charge first. They charge later with data and all. So I think it's taking too much time. Let's also queue this one as well in parallel in queue. And okay, do I have still? Okay, it exhausted my 10%. Okay, so we'll just see these two type of generation. Of course, I have a couple more prompts, but it'll keep on exhausting like a lot of these prompts as well. Right after this, we'll also see how can you generate voiceovers and all. That's also critical. And right after that, we will probably go to the Q&As, and I'll help you understand about our offerings and all. Yes, yes, I have selected Kling, not Google. So let's see if it's Google one is allowed. Yeah, it's not allowed. It's putting me here. I'll go to this Google View 3. It is also not allowed, right? Yeah. So yeah, I think this one is generated, right? So let's look into this.
Vitamin C that I trust glow without the drama. Vitamin C that I trust glow.
I hope you guys can hear it. Can you folks hear it? Yeah. So this one is definitely looking too realistic, right? As in, there's no issues with lip sync and all. Let's hear it from scratch, and this is like Instagram vertical read from reel format.
C that I trust glow without the drama. Vitamin C that I
Yeah,
trust.
and of course there would be definitely some. If you go to that advanced video creation in terms of voiceover and all, which voice models and all you're choosing, all that would be there. Let it generate. So this is like the power of AI. Right now, image generation is still fine. You don't end up exhausting a lot of tokens, but video generation is like way costly. So that's why I prefer using Chinese models, not using Hugging but using Hugging Face. Hugging Face is an open source, marketplace for variety of, these large language models. And if you know how to use it end to end, you will be able to just, use any open source models in your own device and all of those, right? Okay, now let's see what Van has created. I think this is a Chinese version. Oh, this is like too realistic. Of course, the number of seconds are less, right? But yeah. So this is like, what it looks like, using the video generation. Like the final use case will cover. So we'll go ahead and write, go to Claude. Okay, Claude. And I will, hmm, okay, let it do the sign in. I'll go to my previous. Okay, it's vitamin C serum. I'll go ahead and ask it to write a 10 to 12-second voiceover for this vitamin C serum ad. Tone, calm, trustworthy, all the things are fine. Give one version. Give one version just to save time. With a, okay. Pacing breakdown. This is there. Okay, all right. Now we'll just need this. And we go to 11 labs. And it's okay if you want the existing agentic AI and other use cases, right? You can use it. But if you just want to see that how this works, just replace this, right? And copy paste your script, right? And we can select any different type of agent which is playing your story. Let's say, okay, so this is the default.
In the ancient land of Eldoria,
Oh.
where skies shimmered.
Okay, wait. It basically Samara started speaking, so we'll have to play this.
City air affects your skin more than you think. Dark patches, dullness. Our vitamin C serum targets pollution damage, not just the symptoms. પ્રાચીન એલ્ડોરિયા દેશમાં જ્યાં આકાશ ચમકતા અને જંગલો પવનને રહસ્ય.
Okay, all right. So, folks, that's it. I had one more case study, but I think it's going to take a lot more time than we've planned. We'll do it probably another session now. I'll come back to us and how can you get the resources. And in that resource, I will try sharing that, data analysis case study as well. I hope this session was helpful, folks.